This is the best example of what is sustainable for long-term fat loss and weight loss. I always talk about how the reality of having dugout abs 365 is probably not going to be sustainable for you. And I always reference a guy called Gregor Gallagher from Kino Body, and he's been making videos like I've been making since about 2014. And he made it his life struggle to basically have dugout abs 365. And he got there in the end, and he did the same approach that I'm finally doing now. I wanted to do it back then. I've done a video on this, but I was so addicted to bodybuilding and bulking, going gym every day, I could never do it. But he only would go gym 2 to 3 times a week. He would fast, have a black coffee, have an apple to like push his first meal out, and then have 1 big meal or 2 big meals, and that is it. And he was back then talking about having a lean face, a lean midsection, all that sort of stuff. But here's the daily dose of reality again for you, just to show you what is sustainable, right? I'm going to put a picture up of him fat and then him lean. There is like no difference to me and you. That is like no difference at all. And that was one of the hardest things he ever had to learn to do. It's mental, innit? Like he kept failing and putting that fat back on, because it was so hard to be strict and have the willpower. And we're talking literally, I mean, I don't know the exact number, but to me, that looks about 10 pounds. It's ridiculous. And you're hoping to lose 20, 30 pounds and keep that off you around. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're really past your genetic set point, you know, there is a certain amount of body fat that comes off really quickly and really easily, and the body doesn't really fight to get that back. But the further you get away from it, the harder it gets. And that's why Gregor Gallagher is able to maintain that year round, because it's actually quite close to his starting point, where most people are very far away from their ideal weight, which is the same as Kino Body, dugout abs. This is why I always say, stop trying to get dugout abs. Don't listen to people saying you're weak-willed and got no discipline. Get a flat stomach and try to maintain that first.